What has been the biggest generational leap in gaming? Which new console made a first impression so profound that it stuck with you forever? Some will remember Super Mario Bros. For the NES. Others will remember Halo for the original Xbox. I remember Super Mario 64. When I first took control of Mario, it was almost incomprehensible. I couldn't believe what was being laid out in front of me, and you'll probably agree. Many gamers today appreciate and recognize the importance of Super Mario 64, and thanks to mods, ports, and speedrunning, it's hardly a museum piece. But for those who lived through its release, this gaming revolution was something unique, and it continues to cast a shadow so large that even today we long for the same kind of seismic shift it produced with every new console generation.
A lot has been said of the gaming industry lately. Don't get me started. The lackluster jump between generations is at a sticking point, and it's becoming ever more obvious.
We're still waiting for the game that defines the 9th generation.
Don't recall much from the 8th generation either. Certainly nothing you would say that defines it.
Make no mistake, we've had great games, really great games, but many are noticing that PC and console gaming is looking more stagnant today than ever before, and I think I agree. VR looks set to continue its decade-long inability to break into the mainstream, despite hundreds of billions of dollars being invested by some of the biggest names in tech. Indie game titles have to be truly exceptional to even create a ripple and stand out against the very high competition and an ever-lowering barrier of entry. Games that are in some cases decades old continue to dominate in the most concurrently played game charts and show no signs of slowing down. And as for the so-called AAA market...
And don't forget the quadruple A market. Ha ha ha.
Enough said. It's a sobering thought that we may never again see the step up we saw back in 1996.
The universally loved and overwhelmingly positive shift of a medium that was being taken to people's hearts just as much as music and cinema.
When I first played the game...
Oh, just for full disclosure, Biffa didn't play the game in 1996. The PAL version wasn't released until 97 in the UK. Just thought you should know.
I remember feeling almost giddy as I explored. Although I was staring at a laughably small and low-resolution TV by today's standards, it was a window to a world I felt I was standing in.
The little birds scattered as you approached. Wow, you could climb every tree.
And then you noticed the water, and oh, my goodness, you could jump in and go swimming. And look, unconvincing little fish.
You didn't merely get to the end of a level, you explored them again and again, each time discovering something new, like the most incredible digital playground you'd ever seen.
It unlocked something primal in my mind, and the minds of kids everywhere. 2D games such as The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past were wonderful to play, but exploration and traversal were generally a means to an end. The payoff was acquisition and discovery, not necessarily the journey itself. Super Mario 64 changed all this. Movement itself almost became the game. Mario's versatile moveset allowed exploration of every nook and cranny, whether or not I discovered anything. Objects were obscured and revealed by other objects in a 3D space, so even as you climbed mountains, you could still recognize your starting point far off in the distance. This tapped into how humans move and map the real world around them. For a child at the time, nothing else had come close to this experience.
It was a watershed moment to be sure, but it wasn't just the 3D space that made it so revolutionary.
Yeah, who could forget that awful 3D analog stick?
It was great for the time.
Or the tinny and overcompressed soundscape.
Hey!
Or controlling the camera with the C buttons, which was very much reminiscent of trying to control a cat via a laser pen in your mouth.
Every once in a while, we get a game that shifts the industry. Tetris, The Sims, Breath of the Wild.
GoldenEye, PUBG, Minecraft,
GTA 3, Pokemon Go, Angry Birds.
Gaming may be going through a difficult middle age. I'll keep holding on to the hope that Super Mario 64 wasn't a once-in-a-lifetime experience. But in 1996,
97,
nothing came close
until Ocarina of Time
to matching Super Mario 64
Banjo-Kazooie did.
And its ability to inspire and ignite the mind of a child.
You've still got the mind of a child.
Will you stop butting in?
Oh, it's the end of the video.